The sound of my alarm rouses me back to consciousness. Normally, I'd be a little grumpy at the thought of yet another early start for school, but not today. Thinking about the Valentine's weekend Yuri and I spent together with each other, it really could have ended any better, and I agree. Waking up to her on Sunday with neither of us clothed, I blush as I hop out of bed. Now that we've taken our relationship to the next level, I wonder, when's the next occasion going to be? Flashes of Yuri's body flicker through my mind. Man, I really am the luckiest guy alive. And with her and I complete the rest of my morning routine and head to school. Looks like the weather's emulating my feelings. It's uncharacteristically warm today. The nasty gray skies of winter are nowhere to be seen. Can't complain. Morning, Midas. Hey Yuri, what's up? Just thought I'd let you know that I won't be in school today. Looks like I've come down with some kind of cold. That sucks. You don't need anything, do you? Like, any medicine or whatever? No, I think that'll be okay. Thank you for asking though. You sure? I wouldn't really mind coming over after school. Positive. I'll let you know if I feel any better. Okay, sounds good. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you. Love you, Midas. Love you too, Yuri. Speak to you soon. Aww, that sucks. Guess I won't be seeing Yuri in school today. I've really turned into a lovesick puppy, haven't I? I smile as I shake my head and carry on walking. And that's the end of today's lesson, everyone. Such a shame to end it on such an interesting note. I don't suppose anyone would rather learn about the relationship between Hitler and Mussolini instead of stuffing their faces with delicious food. His own stomach rumbles, causing the class to laugh. And I hope no one would because I'm really hungry. Until next time, guys. I stand up and make my way over to the door. Oh man, I bet the others will tease me about Valentine's Day too. That's not even gonna be a question, especially since Yuri's gone. No one's there to share in the embarrassment, I guess. Totally forgot about that. Sir, Natsuki and Monica are already there by the time we step foot inside. Monica's typing something on her laptop while attempting to eat. Sayori is fully engrossed in her food. The other hand, Natsuki doesn't seem to have any food in front of her. Is instead focusing on what looks like yet another soju manga. Morning, guys! It's warm today, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I have to say it's a huge relief because tennis practices aren't nearly as enjoyable when it's freezing outside. You still play tennis in the winter? You're so dedicated, Monica. You still feel bad you don't have your own out. I would have wanted to see that. More like crazy. You'd be amazed at how often those two traits coincide. And Monica's speaking the truth. As I pull out my food and begin eating, Monica closes her laptop lid and puts the machine back into a bag it fits snugly into. Is Yuri not with you today? Nah, she said she wasn't feeling very well today. Natsuki mumbles something under her breath that sounds suspiciously like morning sickness. Probably best to act like I didn't hear that. What's wrong? Is it the flu? No, some kind of bug. I offered to go and see her after school, but she said she'd be okay. You know, that's probably for the best. What do you mean? I mean, you two already spend a lot of time with each other, right? I'm guessing you guys also spend Valentine's weekend with each other too. Of course, it's nice to spend time with your partner, but it's also healthy to take a break, don't you think? That's true. I hadn't really thought of it like that. Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm just a bit worried, that's all. Monica laughs softly. Midas, it's just a little bug. I'm sure she's going to be fine. She's not a little child that you constantly have to look after. Okay, I get it. It's sweet that you're concerned though. Yeah. Natsuki must have been looking at my expression because she suddenly pipes up. What's wrong, Natsuki? If it makes you feel any better, I'll go check up on her. Oh, that's sweet of you, Natsuki. And very surprising considering you kinda hate her, but eh, she has been growing close to Yuri, so that's good. Eh? She looks down on the floor looking like she's struggling with her words. I mean, she's my friend too, so... I grin. Natsuki has always been someone who's really bad at hiding her true feelings. I can't wait to do you! But I wanna do Sayori first because apparently a lot of people like Sayori's route. You're worried about her too, aren't you? No! It's just, well, we're getting a bit closer, so she... I just thought she'd appreciate it if I went to see if she was alright, okay? Look at you looking out for Yuri so much. It's so cute. Seeing the look on Natsuki's face, Monica hastily interjects. I think what Sayori really means is that it's nice to see you two bonding so well as of late. Looks like you two have put aside your differences and it's great to see. God, you guys make everything so sentimental and awkward. Don't try to pretend that you're not liking it, Natsuki. Sorry, Natsuki. Anyway, seeing as Yuri isn't here today, there's not much point in sharing poems for a club meeting. Instead, why don't we try writing one instead? Ooh, something new! Yeah, I'd be okay with that. What about the poems we've already written, though? We can share them in Yuri's pack. We'd all get more feedback that way too. I guess that can work. No complaints here. I figured you'd say that, Midas. I had a hunch you were slightly preoccupied over this weekend and weren't able to write a poem. What are you implying, Monica? What's with that sly look on your face? No idea what you're talking about, Monica. Well, have you written a poem? Oh, what a mystery, we'll all be taken to our graves. Monica doesn't look particularly convinced, but thankfully the bell rings, sparing me of any further interrogation. As we pack away our things with the bird head back to our homeroom classes, an idea comes to mind. What's that? I think Yuri would really appreciate it if I wrote a poem for her. Yeah, that'd be a great little romantic gesture. Let's just get through the rest of the day. The final lesson over, I make my way back to the club room, eager to test my poetic abilities. I've really changed, haven't I? I didn't mind writing poems back in September, but now I'm so eager to do so. Oh well, it's hardly a bad thing. Once again, I'm the last one in as I settle into a desk. Monica clears her throat and addresses everyone in the room. Okay, everyone. There isn't really much for me to say. After all, you know what you're meant to be doing, so feel free to start. By all means, feel free to collaborate with others if you want to. I figured this would be a great way to get some insight in how you guys write poems. Way to put us under pressure, Monica. Sorry, I just see what you could come up with. If you want to finish up at home, it's fine. I just didn't want to waste the session and I figured something new might be appreciated. It's okay, Monica. Come on, Natsuki. Let's work together and see what we can come up with. She leads her away as I reach into my bag. As I'm pulling out my writing materials, I pause. But why? It's that note that I received on... Oh no. No. That note I received on Valentine's Day. Man, I totally forgotten about that. What should I even do about it? Even though I'm more happy with Yuri, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at least a little curious about whom the sender is. Looking around, it seems that Sayori and Natsuki are busy. Well, at least Sayori is. She's animatedly chatting away while Natsuki looks like she's pretending to listen. Monica doesn't look preoccupied with something for a change, so... Hello, Monica. What's up, Midas? I lower my voice and shift my chair so I'm a little closer to Monica. This prompts her to raise her eyebrows. An understandable response, I guess. Listen, can I, ask you something? Something confidential, I assume? She discreetly nods and at the other two girls. I nod my head and follow her to follow... Oh, sorry. And show her the now crumpled note. How did I say follow? Sorry. I found this envelope in my locker on Valentine's Day. And you're asking me if I know who it's from? Well, I mean that's the only question we could ask. How did you guess? Well, it's either that, or are you going to ask if I sent it? And I think we both know the answer to that question. Though her tone is dry, I can faintly detect the humor in her voice. Sometimes forget how much Monica likes to tease people. So any ideas? You tell me, Midas. I'm asking you. I blink at her. What's that supposed to mean? In other words, I'm asking if you have any idea yourself. Well, I don't, and considering I'm asking someone as smart as you, I think that's explainable. It has to be someone I know. I can't imagine it's from my classmates. I honestly couldn't imagine it coming from Natsuki. You obviously haven't, so... My eyes wander over to the back of Sayori's head. Monica must have been following where I'm looking as she nods. Looks like you don't need my detective skills after all. Sayori? Did you also receive friendship chocolate from her? Yeah, but it's just that. Friendship chocolate, right? Monica stares at me for a moment and I somehow get the feeling that she's doing her best not to roll her eyes. That was kinda tense from us. I don't know, just weird to think of Sayori in that sense. We've always been good friends. It's kinda weird to imagine us being more than that, and considering by the face of Monica, I think she knows what's up. There's nothing wrong with feeling that way, Midas. Besides, you're happy with Yuri now anyway. I guess I just feel kinda bad for Sayori, you know? There's nothing to say that you can spend time with her as friends. I know she'd probably appreciate that, and you should really do so, because I'm very, very worried. Especially since you stopped walking to school together. A horrible feeling of guilt flushes through my body. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Monica. It's okay. Now, haven't you got a poem to be getting on with? Yeah, for sure. Guess I'll get started. After some time, Monica stands up and addresses everyone once more. Okay, everyone. I think that's all the time we have for today. How are all your poems coming along? I glanced down at mine and fairly happy with it, although I'm not entirely sure how Yuri would perceive it. After all, she does have quite high standards. Pretty good. I think I'll finish the rest at home. Yeah, same here. Mine's actually finished. It's like everyone's in the same boat then. We can all sort out when to share poems tomorrow. Because I really got to dash. I'll see you guys tomorrow. After swiftly packing away my things, Monica zooms out of the door with the velocity of a bullet. Me and the two other girls also start packing up, and before long we're good to go. While writing my poem, I decided I wanted to walk with Sayori home. But surprisingly, she's already gone. Well, there's nothing wrong with walking home with Natsuki, so let's go. Natsuki's the only one left, and she's awkwardly hovering by the door. You're gonna be much longer. No, sorry. Guess I've been a little too lost in thought. I slowly back up and my stuff and join Natsuki in the corridor. Still gonna go check up on Yuri. She nods. That's good. Let me know how she's doing, okay? Sheesh. Do you get paid to worry or something? I start to laugh at the memory of the cuts on Yuri's arms suddenly come. No. Don't try to tell me she's been cutting. I mean, she has no reason to, but there's no guarantee she's not doing that right now. The laugh turns more into a wince. Natsuki looks at me curiously. Yeah, probably. See you tomorrow. Natsuki still looks a little suspicious but doesn't say anything. It's been a couple of hours since I got home. Enough time for me to finish my homework. Nothing left to do, I flop onto the sofa and browsing some anime. As I catch up on my favorite series, my mind drifts over to Yuri's house. I wonder how Natsuki's faring at the moment. It's a little strange how she's the one who went over and not me. And again, I suppose it's a good thing that they're clearly getting along better these days. Yep, that's very, very true. I guess Yuri will tell me about it all later. The mind also keeps focusing on the Valentine's note, along with Monika's words. If it's really from Sayori. I mean, who else could it be? Shiori? Amy? I'm not really sure if that's the case. Then she likes me? The note didn't exactly say that though. I'm happy, you're happy. What does that mean? If she does indeed have feelings, then that could the water damage actually be from tears? Or it's just my overactive imagination? In this case, that imagination is very, very accurate. Still, no matter what's going on, I should really spend more time with Sayori. Explaining it to Yuri might be a little tricky though. I don't really want her knowing that Sayori might have feelings for me. I maybe just want to hang out as best friends, so I don't really see anything wrong. Thinking about it, I could just say that I haven't spent much time with Sayori recently. That's a very reasonable reason to say. Nothing dishonest about that. And besides, I never do anything to betray Yuri's trust. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. And Yuri really has a habit of ringing me when I'm thinking about her, doesn't she? Well, I think that's a good thing. Hey, Yuri. How are you feeling? A little better, thanks. Is Natsuki over? Yeah, she is. I have to admit I was a little surprised. Yeah, she mentioned she was gonna come and see you at lunchtime. I didn't see it coming either. But it's good to see you two are getting on so well these days. I agree. But even though she's considerate towards my needs, I still feel a little awkward around her. Especially when it's just us two. Still, I feel like we're getting to know each other a little better, which is a small price to pay for some awkwardness. It's very, very true, Yuri, sorry. Yeah, I was telling Monika about how nice it is to see you two getting along these days. Although if I'm being honest, as nice as it is to have her around, I wish it was you who was looking after her for me, not her. I really want to say I didn't have to come over when you rang in the morning. I know. I thought I'd be fine without you for a day, but it's proven to be harder than I imagined. It's only been a few days, Yuri. Like, just 2 days. Sorry, I must be coming across as such a freak right now. You must think I'm so obsessive and clingy. I'm not really sure what to say here. I don't want to upset her by telling her that her behavior is kinda clingy, but on the other hand, I can't deny that it's a bit alarming. To hear her say that she can't even bear to be apart from me for a day. This is probably just because we're still in the honeymoon phase of our relationship, right? Monika did speak to be about how it's important for each person in a relationship to have their own lives and breathing space, though. It's very choking if it's just like you're only thinking about your partner. It'll be very, very choking. But to tell you the truth, I think it's a good thing to spend a little time apart. The line goes quiet. I'm starting to worry that I might have said the wrong thing. We gotta explain to her at least why. Midas, you still want to be with me, right? Where is this coming from? Of course I do, Yuri. I love you. Right, of course. Sorry, I'm just being really silly at the moment. And here, I take a deep breath. Don't worry about it. Seriously. When did you and the others get up to during the club meeting today? Yuri's behavior is still a bit suspicious, but I decide to let it go. This isn't really a conversation to be having over the phone. Not much. We decided to write poems instead of sharing them, so it was pretty quiet. Well, I look forward to reading your latest poem then. Any idea what it would be? Or when it would be, rather? I'm actually feeling a lot better, so most likely tomorrow. The day after? I don't want to jinx anything just yet. Fair enough. I think you'll really like this one. Or so I hope. And why's that? We'll have to wait and see. A man of mystery. Yeah. There's an awkward moment of silence. Anyway, Natsuki is insisting that I get some proper rest. I should probably get some more sleep before she gets very angry. I'll speak to you soon, and hopefully see you tomorrow, okay? I love you, Midas. Love you too, Yuri. Get some rest. The call ends and I slip my phone back into my pocket. There's no denying that Yuri does sound a bit obsessive, but is it anything to be concerned over? Please don't tell me this is a choice. Like, are we going to dress her or not? I'll be very worried and don't know what to decide on. It's good to spend time away from your partner, but I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't disappointed over the fact that it's Natsuki, not me, who's taking care of her. But it's too late to see Yuri now anyway. Last night's Natsuki is there, so there's not much point thinking about it. Clingy or not, for someone who struggles with acceptance from herself and from others, I suppose she's doing well. With a shrug, I turned to the television screen and immersed myself once more into the colorful world of anime. Why is it the scariest nightmares are always the ones where you fail out of school? Who wants to fail out of school? That's probably why. Some might say that it's a bad omen, especially since final season is fast approaching. It really is a bad omen. It takes so much effort to study though. You know what? I'm just gonna not think about it. Although I feel like I'm forgetting something. But what? Something exceedingly important. Is this Sayori? This isn't going to be something like forgetting to walk to school with Sayori, is it? Oh well, might as well get ready for the day while I mull over my forgetfulness. As I sit in the toilet and scroll through my... Wow, that's creative. Through my Read It feed, I suddenly hear the telltale bells of a text message. Hey guys, don't forget, we have our study group in an hour, so hope you're all awake. Ah, it's today! Crap, I totally forgot about it. What a great host I am. I'm offering my house for the study session and I'm forgetting all about it. I offer a silent thanks to Monica and her dependability. Guess I'd better get off the toilet and clean up the house before Natsuki complains my ears off. That looks clean enough, right? Why do I always leave the cleaning until the last minute? I feel like I've been in this situation multiple times before. You would have thought that I'd learned my lesson by now. And I haven't eaten breakfast yet, so... As if on cue, my stomach gives a forlorn gurgle. Sorry, bud, but societal expectations and politeness can't take precedent over survival. Precedent? Precedent. As precedent. I don't know. Sorry. Maybe I'll have enough time for a quick bite of toast. I'm still stuttering over that word. I've never seen that word in a while. Oh, there's a knock on the door. Judging by the politeness of a knock, it's either Yuri or Monica. Coming! Who would have guessed? It's Yuri. Midas, hello! First one here, huh? I can't say that I didn't expect it though. You're a whole 10 minutes early. Well, I wasn't doing much of anything, so I decided I might as well come over. Sorry, were you not ready yet? No, you're good. Feel free to come in. I'm actually surprised that Monica isn't ready too. As I usher Yuri into my house, a familiar sounding voice shouts out from the direction of the street. Is it Mom? Oh, sorry. Wait up, hold the door. Looks like I spoke too soon. Monica jogs over to us and waves us hello, brushing the bangs out of her eyes. I should have known that you were going to beat me here, Yuri. I do like to be punctual. A little more than punctual, don't you think? All in good faith. Obviously, I'm quite early too, so I'm not one to talk. I mean, punctuality is a good trait to have, isn't it? Yup. I feel like it shows that you value others' time while you're punctual. Yeah, I admittedly need to work on keeping track of time more myself. Anyway, are you gonna stand here talking while the others show up, or... Right, let's head inside. So what's our schedule for today? Aren't we just gonna study? What schedule are you talking about, Yuri? Well, yes, but shouldn't we discuss how we're going to study and organize ourselves a bit? I mean, aren't we just gonna read and do problem sets? But we're not all going to be studying the same subject at the same time, right? Oh, hold on, that must be one of the others. Huh? Both Natsuki and Sayori are at my door. That's nothing to be worried about. Hey guys, did you coordinate this or something? Nah, we just happened to see each other on the way here. Hi Midas, we aren't late, aren't we? No, you guys are right on time. Monika and Yuri are just early as usual. Now that everyone's here though, we can get started. With that, Natsuki and Sayori followed me to the living room. After swapping hellos, we all settled down on the living room sofas. So what are we doing first? Midas? Monika and I had actually been discussing them right before you two joined us. We were talking about some kind of an agenda. Do we really need something like that? All we're gonna do is study. That's what I asked! It can still be helpful to plan out what you're gonna study though, in my opinion. Just study the subjects based on their days, and at least that's what I do. We do have around 5 subjects to study, so we should plan accordingly. Don't you guys plan out your studying? No. Me neither. I just study for exams in the order that they come in, like a week beforehand. Me too. Well, I kinda crammed the day before though. I'm doubting you study a week ahead, Sayori. Monika looks over desperately at Yuri. I study in a more organized manner myself. I have to stay on track when I'm going over subjects that I don't like as much. Thank you! As the top 2 students in this group, I'd say both my and Yuri's studying habits take precedent over yours. I should really try to learn the pronunciation of that word again. What's that supposed to mean? It means that we're going to whip you guys into shape, right, Yuri? I suppose so. But I ask what that entails first. It just means that we're gonna help them stay focused. And that means no romantic cuddles between you and Midas too. Who do you think we are, Monika? I wasn't even thinking of... Geez, Monika, who do you think we are? Only joking. Anyway, should we focus on the subjects that we're weakest in first? That's a good idea. We're only gonna be here for a few hours, so we likely won't be able to study every single subject we have. And since we're all together, we should probably study material that we can ask each other for help on. After all, we could all probably study our strongest subjects quite easily on our own. That's a great idea, Yuri. Yep, although what happens if I'm weak in all of my subjects? You airhead. Sayori, try not to be so hard on yourself. After all, you're definitely good at literature at least. I mean, we're all in the literature club, so I think that's a given. Yeah, you'd probably do fine in your classes. If anything, it's Midas who has to. Who do you think I am, Natsuki? How have you know that I aced some of my tests before? I don't think any of us will need help studying literature though. So I guess none of us are gonna be studying Japanese. Unless someone here needs help with grammar. Nah, my worst subjects are science and history. I'll probably be able to help you with history, but I'm gonna work on math myself. I'm strong in history and science as well, so feel free to ask me any questions too. Although math, there are more enjoyable subjects to say the least. You two are in luck because math is one of my strongest areas. Come through the computer sometime, Monika. Please teach me. Could you add one more to the group? I'm kinda bad at math and science. No problem, Sayori. Aren't you good at English though? I'm okay at it. Nice. Then you can help me with that too. Grammar always gets me. I believe that everyone sorted out then. Yeah. We all know what we're gonna study now, I think. I can't believe we're actually doing— oh yeah, I forgot, Sayori. Oh, sorry. Natsuki is a year below us. Guess it's good that I'm being forced to study earlier though. That's the spirit. Oh, I nearly forgot. Is anyone thirsty or hungry? I can get us all snacks and drinks and stuff to help us power through this. If it's not too much of a bother, that would be lovely. Actually, would you like— I can— she butts in, sir. She butts in. I can help. If you still have all the kinds of snacks, I know the perfect ones for each person. That'd be great, Sayori. Thanks. Yuri, you were gonna say something. No, it's alright. We'll be waiting for you two then. Okay, let's hurry up then, Sayori. Let's see. I'll grab the bottles of water while you grab the snacks, alright? Sure. Are they still in the same cupboards? Yeah. I just leave them wherever Mom stuffs them when she comes back from her trips. I haven't been in your house for so long, Midas. It makes me feel really nostalgic. Yeah, I guess so. It kinda feels like we're kids again, just for a moment. I always had a hard time picking from the snacks you had. You better not take an hour like the one time when— oh no, we're getting nostalgic and she's getting sad. You meanie, that's just because your mom bought a bunch of different flavors of my favorite gummies. Man, you could've just tried them all, you know. But I didn't want to be rude or eat anything. Sayori sighs, shuffling some packages around on the shelves. Looks like there's only one pack of gummies now. Don't be sad. Oh, that's probably because my mom noticed that you weren't coming over so often anymore. No! Don't say something like that. He's getting sad. I always like the chips and crackers more so. A slow silence creeps over us. I don't know what to say. How am I supposed to adjust a huge elephant in the room drifting from Sayori again? And she's getting sad. No. Hey Midas. What's up? You want to hang out with me tomorrow? Yes. That could very, very well. That's a very good idea. Only if you're free, that is. Sure thing. Is there any reason why? Does she even need a reason? No. It's just for old time's sake. I mentally facepalm. But does Sayori— what? Does Sayori need to have a specific reason to hang out with her oldest friend now? That's exactly the point. Sayori, I'm sorry that I've been such a terrible friend to you. Don't worry. It's only natural that you'd spend more time with your girlfriend. I wouldn't want to get in your way. No! No! Don't say that! Ah! I hope something good happens this time. No. You'll always be my dearest friend, okay? Yeah, it feels so awkward saying that. I'm so scared. Please don't ever forget that. After all, you've been there since we were dumb little kids. Thanks for the sentiments, Midas. But that's not exactly true now, is it? She suddenly swoops the bag of gummies, a box of red bean pancakes, and a baggage of rice crackers. Come on! The others must be wondering why we're taking so long. Okay, that's kinda surprising that Sayori wants to snap back into the room, considering— I don't know, I kinda expected that we'd try to convince her to go to the room since she might break down in my kitchen. I'm now standing alone in the kitchen, crumpling up a water bottle in my hands. Why am I such an idiot? Of course she'll be able to see through my empty words. Maybe it's a good thing that I'm gonna be studying today. It'll help keep me from thinking about all the mistakes I've done. We're all lazing around at this point. Having each settled into our own comfortable studying positions. Sorry. Monika's lying down on the floor, silently doing readings while popping an occasional cracker into her mouth. Meanwhile, Yuri is sitting primly on the sofa next to me, meticulously finishing problem after problem of math. Natsuki and Sayori are both sitting on the floor and working on a coffee table, sharing the bag of gummies. I lean back and wince as a huge crack sounds from my neck. Ugh. The pink-haired girl throws her hands up in the air. And why is that? I can't deal with this anymore. What can't you deal with anymore? The freaking Calvin cycle and Krebs cycle for photosynthesis and whatever. I kinda relate. Who cares about this stuff? Your science teacher probably does. That's kind of a weak try in humor for Monica. Shut up! I'm not gonna be some kind of plant biologist when I'm older, so why do I need to know all about the chemicals and how ATP is made and everything? If it'll help, I know some effective mnemonic devices that'll help making memorizing these processes easier. Please teach me them, Yuri. Teach me them! I'll do anything to make this go by faster. That was cute. Natsuki hops up and jams herself between Yuri and me on the couch. Here's my notebook. How do I memorize it? With a light laugh, Yuri proceeds to summarize the concepts for Natsuki. Just listening without paying attention, it sounds like a million specific terms are spewing out of Yuri's mouth. But listening more carefully, Yuri's actually explaining everything in a concise and elegant manner, seemingly addressing potential questions before they're even asked. So do you understand now? You've written down my mnemonic devices, right? Yup, and I think I get it. Let me try to explain it back to you to make sure. Natsuki rudely rattles off the material. I'd say you're ready to move on now. They're bonding! This is very sweet to see. Thanks a bunch, you're a total lifesaver. You should be a teacher or something someday. Teacher? I don't think I'm suited to deal with so many people. Well, maybe not a teacher, but how about a professor? Like in a university. That way you can just lecture at students about stuff and you'll just have to talk to students one at a time, rather, during office hours. I suppose that would be more manageable. But I don't know. Well, I guess you'll figure out what job you want when you're in university. That reminds me, are you planning on heading there yourself? To be honest, I don't know. I know the smart thing to do would be to go to university and get some kind of degree so I can find a higher paying job. But I don't know what I'd want to do in university. Maybe I'll just become a salary woman. You want to work in an office job then? Well, I wouldn't want to do it, but it's what pays. If we're talking about our dream jobs, well, Yuri, I haven't, there's no clear way, or there's no clear saying of what Yuri wants to do, but what about Natsuki? What is it? This is kind of embarrassing now that I'm saying it. What is it then? That I really want. Oh, so this is why she was drawing. She was drawing a day before, right? Like before, she was when we tried to invite her for lunch. Oh, really? Yeah, I've actually been practicing. Yep, that's it. All right. Just a hobby for now, but it would be really nice if I could do it as a job. What kind of manga would you create then? Romance stories? I don't know. I do like drawing cute girls more than things than fight scenes. I don't know. It's really hard to break into the manga scene though, and I'll probably make a better living as a secretary or something. But I think you could do it. Well, you just seem really passionate about manga. If you're able to pour out those feelings into your work, I'm sure that you'll be able to draw and write something that could resonate with your audience. I'm not particularly a fan of romance stuff myself, But if you ever publish your own manga, I'd be sure to support it. That's sweet of Yuri. Thanks. The bright smile lights up Natsuki's face. Although I read things besides soju manga too, you know. Like what? I actually know a few really good thriller manga that I could. Oh my goodness! They're gonna read together. And before you say anything, the art is super good. Like less cutesy and more realistic. Some of them have crazy amounts of gore even. No. Gore is a no for me. I see. You know what? I'd like to read them with you. They're bonding! I really didn't expect you to say yes. Oh. But it's super cool that you're totally open to it. I'll bring a copy of one of them to the club next time. I'm looking forward to it. Natsuki suddenly looks over in my direction. Jeez, would you be a little less obvious when eavesdropping I mean, you're right beside me, so what else can I do? Shoot, I haven't even realized that I was eavesdropping. Well, you are next to me. How nosy. Man, I feel like I've made enough progress for today at this point. I totally don't feel like... Don't say those words, that's very contagious, Natsuki. What time is it anyway? Around 6 p.m. Seriously? How'd we stay still for so long? I'm sure the snacks help. Monica stands up and stretches, arcing her back so that her ponytail dips low and nearly brushes the floor. Is her hair really that long? Anyway, I was about to call it a day too. I'm sure... Why didn't Yuri zoom behind Natsuki? I'm sure we wouldn't want to impose on Midas by staying for dinner, especially since he hasn't prepared for many dinner guests. Yeah, I think I'm totally beat too. At least he had snacks to hold off our hunger. I am looking forward to dinner though. I'm sure we're all feeling the same. We can all leave the snacks and stuff where they are. I'll take care of it all later. Are you sure? You wouldn't want to be a bother. Yeah. It's only gonna take me like 5 minutes to deal with it, so don't worry about it. Okay everyone, I guess that's that then. Nice work today. Everyone was super productive. Looks like Yuri and I may have some competition when it comes to our class rankings. Man, it feels like this is just one long club meeting now. Well, at least the home environment is there. I suppose it was in a way. We all get up and stretch through following Monica's example. A few moments later, the club members have all said their goodbyes and shuffled out the door. Well, except for Yuri. He's lingering behind me to give me one more personal goodbye. I guess that you're not used to studying this hard. Well, I have to admit that I usually get more distracted. But this time, I had the rest of you pushing me to do well. Do you think we'll have another study session sometime? Most likely. I think we're all able to help each other somewhat. Monica's assistance with integration and infinite series was definitely invaluable. Not to mention the help that you provided in the sciences. Oh, that was nothing. Are you kidding me? You basically saved Natsuki's grade back there. I think you're exaggerating, Midas. But thank you for the compliment. Also, now that we've done a bit of studying tomorrow, would you like to take a break tomorrow? No. You promised Sayori already, no. I was thinking of seeing a film. No! Not now, Yuri. I was thinking of seeing a film adaptation of one of the novels we discussed together. Sorry, but I already promised Sayori that I'd hang out with her tomorrow. No! Please don't let it be a choice that I have to decide between Yuri and Sayori, because I don't know what to pick. Sayori? I see. That does sound like more fun, doesn't it? No! Hey, I grab Yuri's shoulders. I'd absolutely love to go with you tomorrow, but what kind of person would I be if I broke promises left and right just to do that? I'm not making up an excuse so I don't have to go with you. It's just that we're genuinely unlucky with this schedule conflict. I don't know that. I'm sorry. I should have said that. It's not your fault at all. I just blurted out a passing intrusive thought. I never want you to choose between me and one of your friends. That's so sweet of us. That's so sweet of Yuri, rather. Do you still have these intrusive thoughts often? Yuri, you really should look into therapy one more time. Midas, please. Alright, I won't push you. Just remember that that's where I stand on it. I will. Have you been self-harming lately? Sorry if I'm making you uncomfortable, but I just want to know if you're okay. It's fine, Midas. I'm not cutting myself as much as before. It's easier to ignore the urges when I can concentrate on other things. That's good. That's at least some improvement. Like today, for instance. I couldn't do it because I was studying with you all. And being with you has given me a lot more to think about. Does this mean it'll be worse for her now that I won't be with her tomorrow? No! Please don't. Oh god, now I'm feeling incredibly guilty. It's not like it's all my fault, but I can't help feeling this way. Hey, I know that you won't be able to see or do anything tomorrow, but how about we plan ahead for something else? Thank goodness. That way you can look forward to it when you're just thinking about random stuff. Alright, what do you have in mind? Do you want to have another date on White Day? Yay! I didn't think you were this much of a romantic. Well, I do like to spoil my loved ones. I reach out and hold Yuri's hand in mine. Were you thinking of a formal type of date, or do you actually want to have a night in and cook a nice dinner together? We haven't done that in a while. I'd love to. Yuri leans in and gently kisses me on the cheek. Thank you for making so much of an effort for me. I mean, that's not much to ask. You're my girlfriend, basically. And I also want to make my friends happy, so thank you for being considerate too, Yuri. You can't imagine how much I appreciate it. Thank you for actually wanting to date me. A huge nerd, that is. The mood lightens considerably as we giggle together. Anyway, would you like me to walk you home? No, thank you. I'm fine. Besides, you still have to clean up your living room. Like I said, it'll only take a few minutes to clean up. None of you are particularly messy, so... I see. But I do think I can make it home back in one piece. Myself. I wouldn't doubt it, Yuri. Goodbye then, Midas. He steps closer again, this time to give me a goodbye kiss. Before I know it, he's gone again, leaving only the faintest scent of jasmine and a lingering warmth of the kiss behind me. Another day, another weekend. I yawn and stretch, glancing over to the clock. 10:21 a.m. A little on the late side nowadays, at least. I'm guessing this is Sayori's music. And it's a day I'll be spending with Sayori. I was right. My god, it really feels like another lifetime ago that we used to hang out together. If I'm totally being honest, I'm a little nervous. What if it's awkward? What if she resents me for ditching her? And what if something really bad happens? I'm very worried. No, don't be silly, Midas. Sayori is still my friend, and she isn't like that. You're acting like an idiot. With a sigh, I start my morning routine, wondering how the rest of the day will go. It's now a little past noon and I'm mindlessly passing time. Sayori and I didn't actually make concrete plans, so we're going to have to improvise a little. That's actually the best thing we can do, because I don't know, random things with your best friend is usually the best thing. From what I can remember, she's not really much of a morning person, so I decided to give her a bit of time. I think I waited long enough though, so I decided to pull out my phone and shoot her a text. Hey Sayori, feel free to come over if you want. Hey Midas, good morning. I've just finished getting ready. I make my way over now. Awesome, see you soon. I put my phone away. In hindsight, I really should have thought something thought of something for us to do. And just like that, Sayori's over. Just the two of us. I know I said it yesterday, but wow, do I feel nostalgic coming here again. Yeah, even though you were here during Christmas, right? He looks around. I didn't really get the chance to focus on it because we were all studying, but nothing has really changed, has it? You still got that embarrassing baby photo over there. He points towards a rather unflattering shot of me, still clad in a diaper and looking rather chubby. Glad to see you remembered it. I laugh under my breath. Oh, I wish we could have seen that. What are we doing today, Midas? Well, this was your idea, right, Sayori? I kinda thought you'd have something planned. But I kinda thought the same, but for you. You planned this, Sayori. I furrow my brow. What kind of logic is that? There's not a whole lot to do here, to be honest. Whenever Yuri comes over, we typically just read and cuddle. And I don't really think that's a good thing to say to Sayori. I see. She's now sad. Oh no. Your expression drops for the tiniest of moments. That sounds really cute. Stop. I'm going to do your route after this. But obviously we can't do that, so... There's an awkward pause. For God's sakes, Midas, say something. She's your childhood friend. Why don't we go to the park? The one we used to go to as kids. That's a great idea. I feel kinda silly for not bringing it up myself. Well, you always were a bit slow, weren't you? I wink playfully and nudge her. Hey, at least I wasn't a massive chicken around Halloween. She stands up triumphantly. Oh yeah, they really got me during Halloween. Okay. Well played. We share a laugh and head for the door. Feels wonderful. Not a little foreign. To tease each other once again. Makes me feel like nothing really changed between us. Ooh. With spring drawing even closer, the frosty bite of winter feels less and less prevalent. It's still too cold for a shirt, but with a hoodie on, the temperature is pleasant. Sayori and I take a seat on a park bench and look up at the clouds. So tell me, Sayori, what's new in your life? I try to stay as nonchalant as possible, attempting to fight the guilt seeping into my voice. Are we guilty because we kinda ditched her for a long time? She giggles quietly. You know, not much has changed. Same old, same old. It's a little hard to discern her expression fully as her eyes are firmly trained on the sky above. But I'm fairly certain I'm detecting some sadness. What do you mean you're detecting some sadness? She might be straight up depressed. I'm very afraid. I don't want to jump right now with questions. So I opt for a more casual angle, hoping she'll talk more about herself if she feels comfortable. Honestly, I know that feeling too. Well, sort of. It's kinda hard to explain. On one hand, joining the lecture club last semester, meeting everyone, it goes without saying that it has had a big impact on my life. But at the same time, I feel like nothing's really changed. Maybe it's because despite new faces and stuff, I'm still in the same environment. Still waking up every morning for school, all that stuff. That makes any sense? A smile works its way onto her face. You're sounding more and more like Yuri by the day. I don't think you ever used to be this reflective and analytical. You're like the third person to tell me that. Sorry. It must be kind of annoying, right? Not really. It's more eye-opening if anything. You know how you can adopt your partner's traits? Well, I've never been in a relationship before. Please don't try to rub it in that we're in a relationship with Yuri. So I can only imagine. She looks sadly up at the sky. Hey Sayori, I'm sure there's someone out there for you. You're really likable, you know. She doesn't look convinced. No. So I press on. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to or allowed to give so many compliments to a female friend, but you're really sweet, And I know some guy out there is going to really value how upbeat and kind you are. It's so rare that you meet someone as selfless as you are. One day, someone is gonna catch and cherish that. I know I always enjoyed being able to call you my friend. My childhood was amazing, and a huge reason for that is because of you. She doesn't look convinced. She slowly turns to face me. Thank you, Midas. That really means a lot to me. And I'm really sorry, Sayori. She opens her mouth, but I rush onwards, wanting to get my words out before I reconsider. I know it might be more natural for me to spend more time with Yuri. That doesn't mean I should have done that at your expense. I feel really bad, you know. Like I've just thrown away the history we have. That was never my intention. Please remember that, Sayori. Midas, you're so silly. I didn't ever think that you threw me away. It's completely normal for you to spend more time with your girlfriend. Please be genuine and do not lie to us, Sayori. Besides, you make Yuri happy, and by the looks of it, she makes you feel the same way too, right? I nod. That's what I value the most, other people's happiness. But I want you to be happy as well, Sayori. She laughs and waves off my concern. You honestly don't have to worry about me. That makes me even more worried now. I'm perfectly happy the way I am. You're still in my life, you know. I see you every day in school, and you get to talk there. As for things like Halloween, Christmas, study sessions, we all get to hang out, right? So please, don't feel bad, okay? I'm just grateful we're talking again. Because I'll be honest, I missed you, Midas. I missed you too, Sayori. That kind of surprised me a little. She embraces me in a hug. It feels a little strange being so heartfelt with a girl who isn't Yuri, but it's a nice feeling all the same. Despite the initial novelty of the hug, it very quickly feels familiar, if not a little nostalgic. Memories come flooding back through my mind. Sayori and I biking together through a forest. Me buying her an ice cream. Us pretending like the floor was lava, hopping from chair to chair in my living room. My mom helping us reconcile after a silly argument we had. We eventually break apart. There's a genuine warm smile on her face that I find myself returning without even realizing it. And that's the Sayori we all know and love. That's what I want to see more of. And less of the self-blame game, okay? She pouts slightly, causing me to laugh. Sayori isn't assertive, and when she tries to be, it comes across as more endearing than commanding. Very loud and clear, soldier. Good. Now I think it's time we did some exploring, don't you think? But where are we gonna explore? We're at the park. I guess we can roam around. Lead the way, Columbus. Oh, looks like we are gonna roam around. Well, something that I never wanted over the years is Sayori's fascination while exploring. Even if it's ground we've already once traversed, she still acts like it's a fabled terrain. I'm not complaining though. Her imagination was always something I enjoyed. You know, seeing the wanderlust on your face, it reminds me of when you wanted to be an astronaut when you were younger. I still think being an astronaut is really cool, you know. And then again, you're bad at math and science. Think of the views. Seeing your home planet from the moon. You still want to be an astronaut? Well, as honest as it would be, probably not the best idea given that me and physics don't actually mix very well. So what do you want to do after school? I don't think I've ever heard you talk about this. I haven't really given it much thought, to be honest. But we'll be third year soon. I know. I don't know. I guess I'll just pick a subject I enjoy and go from there. I don't really like thinking about the future. Why not? Well, that's kind of a common problem for everyone. Huh? Oh, nothing. Look where we are. We're at the forest. She points ahead to a clearing. I recognize the place instantly. We've had many a picnic here in the past. Ooh. Sayori immediately makes a beeline for one of the trees. When she reaches it, She sits down so the trunk rests back against her back. I follow suit and take a seat next to her. This is one of my favorite spots in the entire park. So many memories here. You always like this spot, don't you? I remember how excited you were when we first stumbled upon this place. It's like a magical forest to you. You remember that? Of course I do. Huh? Oh. Oh. Ah. Oh my goodness. Hello. It's really cute. Look at this place, Midas. It's a magical forest. Do you think... Yeah. See that big tree over there? I bet a forest wizard lives in it. A wizard with loads of cool spells? Yep. I bet he could turn you into a frog. Yeah, I don't want to be a frog. I want to be a dragon. But let's ask him. She runs off towards the tree and knocks on the wood when she gets there. Hi, Mr. Wizard Man. We all heard about your magic spells and stuff. Can you show us? Please? Aw. No, wizard? No. Hey, that's okay. We can still have loads of fun exploring, right? You said it's a magic forest, so I bet we'll find other cool stuff. Like what? Like those magical horse thingies? You know, with the horn? Oh, you mean unicorns? You mean unicorns? Yeah, that's the one. Come on. I bet they're here somewhere. Hey, Midas, wait up, wait up. You have to be quick if you want to catch a unicorn, Sayori. I don't know how I find that funny. I know. But look at these mushrooms. Don't you even try to eat them, Sayori. He points to the floor. Funnily enough, there's a bunch of colorful mushrooms growing next to a tree. Sayori crouches down next to them. Those are mushrooms, right? She pokes one and giggles. Do you think they're magic mushrooms too? What, like mushrooms that give us special powers? Maybe the wizard is growing them. Didn't we establish that there isn't a wizard here? I don't know. Mommy told me not to eat things from the floor. Why not? Because it's dirty. Because they're dirty and they might make you sick. And if you get sick, then that would mean they couldn't play together. That really suck. And oh my goodness. I really want to see the Sayori route. If we're gonna get more of this here in the Sayori route, I'm definitely in. He looks down at them with a sad expression. Can you at least take them with us? Then you can ask your mommy to wash them so we can eat them. I don't know why I find this cute. But I think that might be okay. She bends down and plucks them from the ground, carefully putting them in their pockets. What are these mushrooms that you pick your power? What would you pick? Oh man, that's a tough question. Flying would be really fun. Yeah, it would. You could fly like a bird, wherever you wanted to go. It must be so fun. Whee! But this is... What's the word when you, like, see through? Invisibility. This is very cute. Also, Yuri, how did you know that? It's such a big word. She beams. I can be smart sometimes. Anyway, that would be a really cool power to have. You could prank a lot of people. What would you pick though, Sayori? It'd be really nice if my power let me make everyone smile at all the time. Ah, it's so cute. So, like this whole... I really like the fact that she's basically a ball of sunshine even from childhood. Ah, so no one would be ever sad again. But isn't that kind of boring? I guess. But I feel really good whenever I make people happy. So I think I choose that. Everyone is happy that way, right? I think in this thing it would be really cooler. I'm looking forward to seeing more. I still remember the look on Mom's face when you told her you almost ate those mushrooms. I never seen her so alarmed. I guess it really wasn't the smartest thing to do, was it? No, not really. But that's what makes the memory so endearing, you know? That innocence can only come from childhood. I put both of my hands behind my head and breathed a content sigh. Those days were a lot of fun, weren't they? Yeah, they really were. A comfortable silence falls between us. Both of us are lost in the past, reminiscing about the good times. The silence is occasionally broken when one of us decides to share. Either way, I am enjoying my time with Sayori. Thanks for spending the time with me today, Midas. Or your time with me today, Midas, rather. I had a lot of fun. Oh, it's nothing. You should definitely do this more often. Although with exams coming up, it'll probably have to wait until they're finished. I really don't want exam season, but at least this will give me something to look forward to after they're done. Well, at least our study group sessions. Exams shouldn't be so bad this year, right? Yeah, you're right. I'm sure we'll all be fine. Anyway, catch you later, Midas. She gives me a quick hug, then heads back inside. Damn. I totally forgot to ask her about the Valentine's note. Maybe now's not the time. Then again, did I really need to? I would have really achieved anything. In high spirits, I make my way home. I'm glad I spent my day with Sayori. Plus, as Monica said, it's good to spend a little time away from your partner. Looks like I'm learning. It's the moment of truth. First day of final season. Silence fills the air as we anxiously watch Sakurai pass out the history exams. Here's the hoping I don't blank out while I take it. But given the extra studying I did with the club, I'm thinking that I should do pretty well. But I'm not gonna jinx myself and expect to ace it. I'm startled out of my reverie when a sheaf of papers drops to my desk. Sakurai gives me a small smile as he passes by. At least he's rooting for me. Looking down at the exam, the words seem to swim before my eyes. But within a few seconds I snap back into focus as I clear my mind. I know this. Picking up my pen, I join my classmates and furiously scribbling down my answers. So, what do you think of your exams? Students rush around Yuri and me, eagerly escaping school to rush home. Some are probably going to do last-minute cramming, while others are just likely seeking a respite from everything related to school. Either way, everyone around us seems to be chatting about the exams. I feel like they were generally fair. There wasn't any unexpected material in them at least. So in other words, you aced them. Well, I don't know about that. I think I did alright. You totally aced them. She smiles gently, not denying the fact that she's a top student. What do you think of the exams then? Probably did well on the history one at least. And I hope I did well with the others. If you did during our study sessions, or if how you did during our study sessions is indicative of how well you actually know the material, I'm sure you did fine, Midas. Yeah. A gaggle of girls passes by chatting about the approaching summer break. It's strange not heading to the club today. Yeah, but it'll be a bit much if students were expected to keep up with all their extracurriculars during exam seasons. True, I don't even think Monica would want to do that. Monica, the perfect teacher's pet, not wanting to do school stuff? That's heresy. Knowing her, she's likely studying as we speak. Speaking of studying, do you actually want to come over today to study together? Sure. It'd be nice to study with someone and break the monotony at least. Not to mention, we get to spend some quality time together. I nudge Yuri on the side, making her blush. Actually, should we invite the others too and make it an official study session? Yuri stops in her tracks. You want to invite the others? You don't have to if you don't want to. Sorry, I just thought I thought it would be more of a private thing. I'm kinda feeling something else will happen besides studying, if that's the case. No worries. You probably just won't stay on task as much. I don't know. You've stayed focused on things before. Yeah, I'm just joking. I don't know why, but we're all so awkward all of a sudden. Maybe because we've already done it. You're not upset or anything, are you? Why would I be? You just seem kind of off is all. Sorry. I suppose I am a bit tired from the exams. Who isn't tired from taking exams? You could say I have a bit of a shorter fuse right now, so to speak. Although of course that's no excuse for my rudeness. It's alright, Yuri. It makes sense. How's about we brew up a nice mug of hot tea for you while we get to my place and relax a little before we cram? That does sound good. You bet it does, Yuri. And so the writers completely wasted that one character's powers and made him the king for basically no reason. Needless to say, the show's finale was probably one of the worst disappointments in television history. You're quite passionate about this, aren't you? Are you sure you're not just exaggerating? Well, if you're passionate about something you watch, I'm probably sure he's not exaggerating. It was going on for nearly a decade. Of course all the fans are gonna be passionate about something they've been invested in for so long. Seriously though, if you watch it, you'll get what I mean. Well, you did. You did just spoil the whole thing for me though. You told me that I could. Plus you read the books. You're gonna know a lot of the major plot points anyway. I know, I'm just teasing you. I do kind of want to start watching the show now though. You should, if only for the cinematography and acting. Look, we're here already. That was a surprisingly short walk. Time flies when you complain about things. Yuri stands patiently as I fumble to find my house keys in my bag. Maybe I can start watching the first episode when we have tea. We aren't gonna be able to study if that's the case, Yuri. If you do that, I'll guarantee you'll finish the first season today. I finally find my keys and unlock the front door. I'm home! And I still haven't stopped announcing my arrival home. I guess you really miss Mom. Man, I wish we could at least see her soon. Old habits die hard, I guess. Huh? Oh wait, she's home? Oh, welcome back! What? Ah! Yay! It's you! And not on the phone this time. A brown-haired woman pops out of the corner. Mom? Who else would it be? She envelops me in a crushing hug that I happily reciprocate. It's been so long since I've seen my little boy. My girlfriend's here, Mom. Mom! Give me a break. You can't blame a mother for missing her son so much. I guess. Despite my protest, I can't help but grin from breaking through. I can't help a grin breaking through though, sorry. And this must be Yuri. It's nice to finally be able to meet you in real life. Yes. Hello. This is quite the surprise. I'm pleased to meet you as well. Ah, it's Mom. I'm very happy. Yuri smiles awkwardly, fidgeting with the hem of her skirt. I should probably try to ease some of her tension. This is seriously a surprise. Why didn't you tell me that you were coming home? Well, she did say the last time we called that she wants to surprise us. Well, I wanted to surprise you. No kidding. I didn't foreshadow this in one of our calls, you know. Actually, I think Yuri was there when I said that. I believe I was. And I have to say that I'm definitely glad I was there to see your reunion. Midas's grin is really splitting his face. What a mama's boy. Hey, do you want me to act like a stereotypical angsty teenager? Oh god, no. I might have to extend my business trips if you're ever gonna start brooding. Mom laughs as I roll my eyes. It's definitely good to be back. Reaching out towards me again, Mom tussles my hair affectionately. Jeez, Mom. Come on, I gotta catch up on all the affection I wasn't able to lavish on you these past few months. And since when the— oh. She called us a tsundere. And since when have you been such a tsundere? You don't know what a real tsundere is if you're calling me one. One of the club members is basically the definition of that trope. And I'm gonna bring her home in another timeline. I'm guessing that club member wouldn't happen to be Yuri, would they? Yuri's about as far from a tsundere as you can get. She's more of a dandere in my opinion. Isn't that right, Yuri? And I can't say I'm much like a tsundere. But I'd say that the opposite of a tsundere would probably be someone like Sayori. My mind flashes back to all the times that Sayori, my mom, and I were together. And judging from Mom's face, she's thinking of the same thing. That reminds me, I really have to catch up with Sayori and her family sometime. Yeah, I think she probably misses you. Or at least she misses your gummies. Of course. It seems like just yesterday that you were kids. Mom seems to stare off into the distance for a moment, sighing fondly at the memories. Speaking of kids though, I'm really looking forward to the purple-haired grandchildren in the future. Mom! Both my and Yuri's faces turn red in unison. You two are going to be so fun to tease. Here, you do really have such beautiful violet hair though. Thank you. I've always liked the color purple. It's a much more interesting color than brown at any rate. Whose fault is that I have brown hair? I wonder. Midas, you really are your mother's spitting image. Geez, we don't look that much alike. What's up being such a tsundere and accept the compliment? Mom. Compliment? You would nearly be as handsome if you took after your father. I snort and roll my eyes again, causing both Yuri and Mom to chuckle. Oh, I nearly forgot. Where are my manners? Come and sit in the living room. I'll bring out snacks and drinks for you two. Thank you very much. Would you like any help? Oh no. What kind of a host would I be if I gave the work to you? Come on. Let a mother do her job. Let a mother do the job that she does best. Us over the children. You know, Yuri, you may be one of the most polite young women I've ever met. Thank you. I'm sure that's just an exaggeration though. At any rate, Yuri's gonna break her record for thanking people in one day. No, seriously, I can't believe how glad I am that my son is dating someone such a respectful, intelligent young lady. Yuri blushes and ducks her head bashfully. Well, tell me more about yourself. I heard you two met in the literature club. Yes, we did. I actually had been in the club for a while before Midas joined. As you can probably guess, books are very important to Yuri. I wish more people took up reading as a hobby. After all, you know what they say, well-read people are less likely to be evil. Who in the world has said that? I bet Yuri knows. Do you, Yuri? Well, yes, and look at this, they're finally teaming up on me. There you go. Mom smiles smugly at me as Yuri looks on amusedly. Anyway, please continue with your story. Right, where was I? Oh yes, Sayori brought Midas to the club, and that's how I met him. She even brought me a book to make me feel more welcome. That's right, it was Portrait of Markov. And considering that nothing really bad has happened, that's related to the book, I'm very glad. So it was like love at first sight then. Yuri and I look at each other. Well, I definitely thought that Yuri was really cute for the first time I met her. Yuri's face turns scarlet, although she smiles at my words. I usually try to reserve my judgment of others until I get to know them better. But Midas... I didn't find Midas to have quite the endearing charm. And it certainly helped that he's very open-minded too. Yes. If I remember correctly, you have a bit of an unconventional taste in literature. Well, I wouldn't call it unconventional, but I do enjoy a bit of horror. A woman after my own heart. Oh my goodness, they're relating. Well, I'm more of a thriller fan than a horror fan, but close enough. Have you read many mystery novels then, Yuri? Well, I read most of the famous ones, yes. I usually read older authors though, such as Agatha Christie and Arthur Conan Doyle. Ah, you do seem like the classics type. At any rate, I'm very glad that I have someone to speak about literature with now. Midas has never been used to reading before you came along. That's not true. Don't stop trying to impress Yuri. The only thing you never read was Mom. Don't try to embarrass me, Mom. Well, Midas has gotten much more into reading since you've last seen him, though. Thanks for the save, Yuri. We regularly discuss the books we read together. It's basically like a mini lecture whenever I talk to Yuri about that stuff. It's all pretty interesting, though. Yuri, I'll have to thank you for being such a good influence to Midas. That's not a problem. And I trust that you two concentrate just as much on your schoolwork as you do on your books. Yes, Mom. And Yuri here is the top student, so you don't need to worry about her. She's basically gonna carry us. It wouldn't be too much to hope that Yuri's helped you study some, would it? Actually, I have a bit. Yeah, well, the whole club has gotten together for a few study sessions too. That's great to hear. And how have the exams been going? You started today, right? Just a quick thought. Mom, well, she'll relate to Yuri, or she just related to Yuri. She would be nostalgic when she sees Sayori. I wonder if it's gonna be funny if we brought Natsuki home. We both did fine, right, Yuri? I'd say that our study sessions together definitely helped. We were actually gonna study today too. Don't mind me then. Feel free to run along and study. I won't be heading off for another business trip for a while, so we'll have much more time to catch up later. Are you sure? I wouldn't want to cut off your reunion prematurely. Of course I am. Unfortunately for us all, exams wait for no one. You two had better do just as well on tomorrow's exams as you did on today's. Alright, Mom. I guess we'll study in my room for now. Good luck on your studies. I'll bring up some fresh food for you later. Thank you for your hospitality, Mom. You're more than welcome, dear. Phew. It's nice to see my mom again. I won't have to worry about cooking for myself now, too. Your mom is definitely kind-hearted. Yeah, I was surprised how good she was at coaxing you out of your shell. I did feel very awkward at first, but she somehow got me to relax after a while. Well, I suppose it helped that she's a reader herself. And she does remind me of my own mother. What is your mother like? What was your mother like, rather? If you don't mind me asking. In personality, she wasn't actually too similar to your mother. I'd say she was a lot more demure, and certainly much less sarcastic. I think it's just that they both share a loving warmth that's plain for all to see. That makes sense. Anyway, I can see where your sense of humor comes from. I mean, I have spent my whole life around her. I know that you don't tend to cook a lot by yourself, but you should cook something for your mother sometime. I'm sure that it would be a happy surprise for her. Plus, it's nice to be able to help your parents out. It shows you that you don't take them for granted. Yuri... I gently reach out and hold Yuri's hands. Sorry if this is bringing up painful memories for you. No, you're perfectly fine, Midas. I suppose it's just me feeling a bit wistful. You know what? We should all cook a family meal together one day. You mean my mom? Yes, please. That'd be nice. Yuri reaches up to caress my cheek. Family. It felt like the whole world crumbled beneath me when I lost my parents. But slowly, bit by bit, it seems like my world is being rebuilt. I'm glad that you're the one helping me rebuild that, Midas. I'm glad that I can help you too. You simultaneously lean for a kiss. No, please, our mom is gonna bring fresh fruit later. She might budge in, just like typical moms. My family's back from abroad and I've got my girlfriend by my side. Life is good. Life is good.